my practice covers a range of things. I cut my teeth as a commercial real estate lawyer for the first several years that I was in practice. And so I've done a lot of that kind of work representing developers primarily. But in the last several years, I've also done a lot of work representing family businesses and startups, small businesses, in a range of things from transactions to the sort of more general planning that goes around the intersection between the family and the business.
That's going to be very interesting for our listeners. What are some of the issues that have come up, that maybe you could enumerate to our listeners that they should be thinking about if they're starting a business, selling a business?
Sure. There are all sorts of issues that arise. I think one of the ones that we see that I think is interesting for people to think about is how the business transitions, not from a legal standpoint per se, but how the business transitions as you move from the person or people who started it, especially in a family context, to the next generation or even the further generation down after that. And how you want to structure the business and more importantly in a lot of ways, how you want to involve the family and make sure that the family as a whole is respected in the business and oftentimes expanding into other businesses or enterprises that may involve people who aren't in the business. So put differently, it's a lot of times an approach to take is looking at the family as a whole more than the business and then trying to figure out how the business fits into the family rather than the other way around.
Sure, and again, it's interesting because the odds of a business going through multiple generations is fairly small, that they tend not to last through the third generation.
True.
What do you think that is? What do you think is going on? Poor planning or?
Well, it's a range of things. Sometimes it's poor planning, sometimes it's good planning. I mean, sometimes the fact of the matter is that the family doesn't want the business to last several generations, or they don't want to own it for several generations. Maybe it lasts, but they don't last as its owners. A lot of times that's not a bad thing, depending on the interests of the people in the second or third generation, say. They may be just as happy to have take the fruits of that labor and put it into something else, and there's nothing wrong with that. Sure.